moving on from this, we get into pick and roll reads. Okay, so we've got the fingerprint, we've got the structure. Now to go through these reads. Something that is interesting is, first thing I'll take you guys through is a blitz. You see this a lot in college. See this some with specific teams. Saw this a lot with College Park in the G League. Interestingly enough, what I've found over my time coaching in the pros is you can reject blitzes more often than any other pick and roll coverage. And I was thinking back to when I played or when I was a walk-on, if I knew we were going to blitz, I felt like the 5 was going to do a lot of the work and all I had to do is just get over and I would relax a little bit. And you see that still. So against blitzing, we really emphasize even more rejecting here, as you see here. And again, high paint decision, alternating current, find a green 3.
And just so people that didn't watch it, rejecting is not just rejecting the big, it's potentially splitting the big in the screen, right?
Yeah, that was a heck of a move by Galen Roberts.
Or sorry, the guard and the screen.
Yeah, that was a heck of a move.
Absolutely.
Here, Chicago they do this as their pick and roll coverage. Again, the guard, you feel as if the big and he is going to give you a lot of help. So there's a relaxing nature to this. And again, we get to the high paint, spray out, try to find a good 3. The other way to attack blitzes, and what we did is we called this the C pass, S-E-E. It's the one that you see right in front of you in the direction you're dribbling. So our point guard comes off here. We've practiced this against coaches for the first few days before this. Make a quick read, and then again, alternate the current, quick swing to try to find another 3 or create a closeout in general. Right here again, eventually he gets to it. Right there, you want to make that C pass. You want to look shot in and then opposite. But here he makes another quick swing, low man's in. And as you see, and I'll rewind this one back, it's not even how fast you do. All you have to do is eventually just get it there. So like he takes his time on this. He needs to do it faster, but he eventually hits the C, quick swing, and it's a wide open shot, a corner 3 nonetheless.
And the phrasing shoot, go, or swing applies on every catch in these situations. And it becomes clear watching this, that applies.
Shot, go, swing. The other one we'd work on is shaking. Okay, so you eventually get it back here. So you have this, the reject, the C, and then the shake is the one right behind you. And as you see here, and again, it's the same thing. Quick swing, attack the closeout, and play. So it all systemizes back from the fingerprint. We got structure. Now our structure is a lot of pick and roll. We put in the reads. Again, quick 0.5, make next play decisions. The other one we would talk about is the short. So again, I'm trying to get sticky with it. You got C, you got shake, you got short. So SS, that's something I could remind them in huddles. They'd be bringing it down and we'd know we're playing Atlanta. They're going to do this. I'd stand there, arms crossed, and be like, all right, we're going chase 5. Remember, SS. And they just knew, it's just a reminder for the stuff we've already worked on. Again, you hit the short is the same as a drive. So you have the Canada or 45 cut, and it all systemizes back from the things you've built on.
So pass to the players, short pick and roll. And then once they catch it in that space, it's the same as your drive, penetration, reaction.
Because we train it, right? And Atlanta's a very good defense. They were one of the top, I think, 2 defenses in the league. So this is roll 5. We hit the short. We know the low man's going to be there. So you have to make the next play. Here's the first play. What's the next play? And again, Canada cut, and you play out of that. Won't go through corrals, but corral is just an up to touch. It's the exact same thing. We attack it the exact same way. We won't distinguish whether it's a blitz or a corral to make it even simpler. So it's the exact same thing.
You may get into this, so maybe I'm jumping ahead, but one of the challenges I think for coaches and teaching a lot of pick and roll type of coverage solutions now is relative to the player setting the screen. Whether they set the screen, they touch the screen, they ghost the screen. We've got so many words for them now. Do you have anything that helps simplify it for us?
Yeah. So if the player is square on the ball and they're just square with their defender or the offensive player, we want to set those screens. Okay. If they're in any type of coverage, whether they're icing or whether they're weaking up top and they're on one of the sides, we call it really aiming for air. Like we want to actually get below them and never touch them and just get out. But if they're in square coverage, but we know they're going to blitz, we aim for air 2 and we just get out because we know we've already got 2 on the ball.
And getting out is generally getting to space. It's not to a spot, it's to space.
Yep, getting to space for sure. Continuing with this, a red was when we're playing switching 1 through 5. First thing we want to do is try to take advantage of a mismatch. I know it's a little bit old school, but like I wanted to punch it in and try to take advantage of a mismatch. So you come in, you get the red, and like we wanted to really put it in, especially with Carlo Makovich. So look, you're looking for the mismatch. They have to front. It creates other things. Help comes over. And again, quick decision, look for the open 3. Same thing, we eventually get to it. We get a red, again, attacking the red, looking in, trying to punch it in against the mismatch. Here's the red, right? We have a C pass and in. This is EJ Liddell here on a switch. So then again, versus red, if we can't do that, like here we don't really have a traditional 5 in, we still want to make the same reads, C, shake, and short. So it really simplified our pick and roll reads because a lot of it is the exact same thing. Right there, C, go catch, confrontational, high paint decision, another one, play, another one. And we just kept repping this stuff all the time in practice, re-showing it in film, high paint decision, fight the urge to take the midi, and you play. Another example of going away, C, shake, and short, same stuff. Moving on.
Just again, I want to reemphasize to coaches, these videos will be on our Basketball Immersion YouTube channel, and they are well worth your time to watch when TJ brings it to life like this.
This concept against a red or against a switch, we call driving the weight. Okay. So I don't know if you have another name for this, but you come off and you get the switch, right? And then as that roll is happening, it becomes 4-on-4 for a second because the guy trying to follow the roll, he's got to stay on him. He's trying to get under, get over the top. He is so focused on the guy rolling to the basket that we were able to, if he goes over, we tried to seal up like this, but we called it driving the wake and kind of screen their own in a way to get layups.
It's like the Gortat screen, but the emphasis that you bring to it is obviously to drive the space where the roller is creating space. They're basically creating a double gap.
Yep, exactly. It becomes 4-on-4 shell for a second, to be honest, like people traditionally have worked on in practice, which may not be the best way to work on that, but that's a whole story for another time. Right here, you get it again. He just seals and you drive the wake. And a lot of times you don't even get contests with this because he's sealed off. Boom, driving the wake.
And if you think about it from a visual, if you're just listening to this, the visual is obviously the ball handler is driving in one direction and then rejecting or changing or countering to be able to attack where the roller is. More often than not, this happens off of a misdirection, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And like this one, when you go middle, this is what I was saying. So this guy who's over here has to go from like kind of guarding this guy, but now he's actually in legitimate help because it becomes 4-on-4 for a second. So we would, again, E2 on that and have a heavy emphasis. And as you see here, the spacing's perfect. He's at the 4-point line. We've E2'd. It's a bucket. But again, we had a lot of good shooting. Against a drop, I'm trying to stay with the sticky words. We would talk about hang or hostage. So against reds, corrals, blitzes, SSS. Against the drop, it was HH, hang or hostage. And a hang dribble is something you'll see right here. So you see Kyra Lewis hang. Basically, it's a legal palm is what we basically call it.
If you love this breakdown, be sure to listen or watch the full episode and playbook breakdown from TJ Saint on the Basketball Podcast, available wherever you listen to podcasts or our Basketball Immersion YouTube channel.